companies and countries realize the value, the unique perspectives, the strengths that women can bring to their thinking and their thought process and their decision making that otherwise they would not have. Not just about the leader supporting their team, it's about their team supporting the leader as well, right? And it works both ways. The first is clarity of purpose and vision. And I think as a leader, to actually have that clarity of purpose and vision grounded in the internal compass, I think is important, because then you set the direction for which the entire team that you lead actually follows through. The second piece I believe very strongly around is having a very trusting and supportive team environment, right? And this for me is not just about the leader supporting their team, it's about their team supporting the leader as well, right? And it works both ways. And it was actually an Alpha Gen person who taught me that and said, we appreciate what you do for all of us and having our back and so forth, but we also want you to know that we have yours. Right. And I think creating that kind of a trusting, support-based team environment is the second thing that I envision for myself. And the third, and this I think will be jargonish, is one that is the most closely represents who I am, the pace setter style, right? Which is doing things as I do it, right? Setting the pace, setting the bar, leading from doing, which then sort of sets everything for the team on how they should think about it. The one thing I do want us to be cognizant of is to not push this too fast, right? Because then we will lose the credibility of what is the underlying need for doing this. To get enough women in the boardroom, enough of the right caliber of women in the boardroom, and not just a checklist, you actually have to have addressed this issue 20 years ago, 30 years ago, right? Because those are the women that are going to be at the right time ready for boardroom roles. If you think about who is ready for boardroom roles today, that generation, or say a decade worthy, right? Group of people needed to have been groomed, trained, thought about, and kept in the workforce from 20, 30 years ago. We go back to when we lose women in the workforce, right? You can't then suddenly wake up one day and say you want women in the boardroom. It's not going to happen. This is the journey. We will get there. More and more will get added, but we are looking at a minimum of 20, 30 years, right? Of keeping women who are dropping out of the workforce because of family in their 20s and their 30s today. And if we do that, then we'll have enough credible, high caliber women to be in the boardrooms in the future. So I do think the work begins today, and we shouldn't push it much faster than it should go. If not, we will land up with the wrong outcomes. And then people will say this never worked in the first place.